Alright, I'm going to shoot a quick video here. I actually just got done with a set of forks a day or two ago, and I thought, shoot, I should have made a quick video. So I got an extra set laying around here. I bought a set off eBay. These are off a 2008 KX65. One of the forks ended up being junk, so anyways, you win some, you lose some. As far as the top cap, I would definitely recommend crack that loose while it's still mounted in the triple clamp. A lot easier than trying to hold a wrench on it or a socket and smack it with a rubber mallet. But this one I already got loosened up a little. So go ahead and pop that off. They are under a little bit of spring pressure, not much. And this one is dry. I don't have any fluid in it. I already emptied this one out, but we'll just take this top cap. It's got your adjuster that runs all the way down. Normally, obviously this will be dripping oil. Pull your fork spring out and either remember which way it went in or measure. The OD of this spring is a hair different one end to the other. The small end goes down. Small end usually measures just under an inch, about 990 thousandths. The other end is about 1.050, so not a big difference, but there is a slight difference. Now at this time, what we would do normally, take and empty the fork oil out into a good container. I probably wouldn't be using this, but you know, it's handy. So empty that out. What I would do is take and pump that until basically all the oil's out, because I'm switching. I think they run 5-weight in these stock. Well, that's great if you're a 70-pound kid, but I go slightly over that nowadays. I'm just running. I'm gonna refill it with 20-weight. I just happen to grab Bel-Ray here. You can use Motel. I mean, there's, you guys know there's umpteen different options for that. All right, after you got all the oil out of the fork, you got an Allen bolt on the bottom here. Take and pull that out. Usually to crack that loose, this one's I already have loose. Just clamp it in the vise right here. Crack it loose, and then sometimes you got to kind of take and turn your Allen wrench a little bit and pull down slightly as you're unscrewing. Other times they unscrew real easy. It all depends when the last time your fork was serviced, how your threads are. Alright, now that we got that pulled out, flip this over. Oh, that's right. Actually, I don't have... Normally there's a spring on this one. I forgot I pulled them off to use on another set of forks. I added a spring on top of the spring to this spacer to put on I got them on a little Z50 bike. But anyways, this spacer does not come on there. Typically you'll just have a spring that sits on here about 1 1/8 or so. That, like I say, I got to order a new set of those for this one. But anyways, I made this spacer. It's 1.130, just over 1 1/8. 1 1/8 would work fine. The big thing is, you got, I think you'd probably be able to see this, you got your oil passage holes here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. You got a little sleeve in here that's got a notch in it. So this hole here is always open, but that notch will go right over this, so it'll block these 2 holes and leave this one open. Then when you take your adjuster on your cap and turn it, it'll turn that notch, so it'll close this off, open this, turn it again, closes these 2, opens this one, so on and so forth. You got to make sure with the spacer that you do not block these holes. So the spacer, the dimensions, I made it about 2 thousandths over the OD. The ID of this spacer is 2 thousandths bigger than the outside diameter of this. The outside diameter of this is 707. So yeah, this, I believe it's 709. Yeah, what's 709? And yeah, 1.130. Obviously you want to make sure both spacers on both forks are exactly the same length. And then I just turned it out of, actually I turned This is 1.25 inch, I think I started out with. 6061 aluminum. It's 1.040 OD now to pretty much match the OD of this. Yeah, 1.050, 1.049 I'm getting on that. So yeah, the critical part is the ID. The OD's not that important. Just got to be close. Alright, so anyways, real quick, I got a little heavier bevel on one end, chamfer, than the other, so I'm going to put the heavier bevel up. So I would put this on there like that. I wish I had the spring, but anyways, the spring slides right on after it, and all you do is turn it on, drop that back in there. There's a little bushing down here, little I believe, yeah, this bushing right here sits in your outer fork tube. So that's stuck in there. This obviously goes through the inner fork tube, right to the bottom of the outer fork tube, slides in that, and then we're going to put our bolt in through the outer fork tube to bolt this back together. So now that we got that in there, I can see it's sitting in there the way it's supposed to. Take our bolt. It's got a little copper washer on it too. If you buy the kit with the spacer, or with the this, you know, to replace your seals and your bushings, it comes in, the little copper washer comes in that kit. So go ahead and just snug this up. Now if I was putting this back together for good, I'd clamp that in a vise, tighten that up real good, keep it down. As far as it'll go down, compressed all the way. I clamped this in a vise, eyeball it level. Take and add about 8 ounces of fluid, probably 8.25 ounces or so. I measured this line. This right here sits flush right on top of your fork. So what I did is I measured from here to here, and that's 4 inches, 100 millimeters. I forget what the specs are off the top of my head, what stock is and what the range is. I think it's like 96 or 98 millimeters up to, I forget, I'll post it on here though. Anyways, I ran it towards the full side of oil. All I did for this here, just put a nut on here, I just had a wrist pin laying in my toolbox, put that on there just for weight. The instructions are on the NASA website for that. Now what we got, I'll add my 8 ounces, a little over 8 ounces of fluid, put this in here like this. This will be clamped in a vise, sitting straight up. This is all the way down, no spring, no nothing inside, all the way down. So all I do is take and suck this out. Now it's going to be clamped down here, so I don't have to worry. I mean, I wouldn't be holding on to this because this could slide down a little bit. Obviously give me an inaccurate reading. But yeah, just hold this on there, exactly the same when you're doing both legs, and just suck out the fluid, put it in something else, and you're good to go. Pull this back out, take the small end. I didn't measure, doesn't really matter in this case. I'm going to have to pull this back apart to put it all together anyways. Now, with that spacer and the spring on the bottom, you're going to be sitting about like this. So you're going to have to compress this a little bit more than normal to get your cap back on. This center the rod on the bottom there and just turn it. You got a flat. That's got a catch. Alright, so it goes in. Also, I forgot to mention too, there is a you got a little flat washer sitting between your cap here and your spring. Make sure you don't forget about that. Now it's as simple as Shaking your wrench or your socket. Make sure you catch that first thread good. These are real fine thread. Don't want to strip them. Simple as that. This, again, I don't have fork oil in this one or anything, but if you're at this point, throw it back on the bike. Make sure you tighten this up good, this cap. Throw it back on the bike, and, you know, make sure you set your height here and go ride. Well, thanks guys for watching. Hopefully I helped somebody out here. You know, if nothing else, I made it a little easier. Hopefully that, you know, you didn't have to tear your fork apart just to see what's inside. Now you can kind of, you know, see a little better and get prepared for pulling it apart. But anyways, thanks for watching.